What's up YouTube, how you doing? This is Mr. Tybox123 and in this video I'm going to be bringing you my full review of this, the Nokia Lumia 925. Welcome back everybody, and it is time for the full review of this bad boy. It is the Nokia Lumia 925. I've been using this as much as possible over the past few weeks, and I'll come back to that reference a little bit later on. Just before we start, big shout out to affordablemobiles.co.uk. You can actually pick this up on their website free of charge on a contract starting from £30 a month. They do fantastic deals over there. You can even get free gifts with your contract. Things such as the Xbox 360 or even a 43-inch Samsung TV is pretty cool, the stuff you can actually get over on that website. So check it out, and I will leave a link down in the description below. Now into the actual review itself, and let's start off with the build quality and the design. So like I say, this is the Nokia Lumia 925, and when it comes to build quality and design, there are really zero complaints that you can have with this particular handset. It's got absolutely fantastic build quality, metal all the way around with a very nice finish. Feels extremely nice in the hand, and also an extremely nice back to it, albeit some kind of plastic or polycarbonate. Actually feels very sturdy, very comfortable in the hand, and there's very little give in this phone. I think it would last extremely well even if you have it rattling around in your pocket unprotected. Aesthetically, I think it's quite a beautiful phone. I think it's right up there with the HTC One and the iPhone 5 undoubtedly, and I really do think that Nokia have done a fantastic job in terms of the aesthetics, the design, and also the build quality. Now let's have a quick tour around the device itself. First of all, we'll start off on the top. We have got the micro SIM tray, which I must say in terms of build quality is the only slight letdown in the fact that it does sometimes protrude just a little. Next to that we have got the micro SIM port along with a 3.5mm headphone jack, and we've also got a noise reducing microphone. Working our way around to the right, we have got the volume up down rocker, again in a metal finish. Then we've also got the standby on off button along with a shortcut button to the camera as well as a shutter button. On the bottom we have got absolutely nothing at all apart from that beautiful finish, and again exactly the same round on the left hand side. Now on the front we have got the screen itself. Now the screen itself doesn't have the best resolution in the world as it's only 768 by 1280, but because it's on a 4.5 inch screen it does give you a reasonable pixel density of 332, and of course it has that clear black display along with pure motion HD plus, so you get very good blacks, and it's actually overall a very good screen despite the actual resolution. We've also got the three capacitive touch buttons on the bottom, the back button, the Windows button and the search button, and they work perfectly well and are perfectly responsive. Round on the back we have got that 8 megapixel camera from Nokia. This is the pure view camera with the Carl Zeiss lens, and it actually is a very good camera. We'll come on to that in just a minute. Above that we've got a dual LED flash, and then down the bottom we have got the loudspeaker, which is not particularly fantastic, pretty much run of the mill in terms of loudspeakers. Now onto the camera itself, like I said, this is a pure view camera from Nokia, 8 megapixel with a Carl Zeiss lens, and it performs very well. I'd put it right up there with the HTC One, the iPhone 5 and also the Galaxy S4. You can do full 1080p 30 frames per second recording with this, and the video quality is very good. It's not exceptional, it's definitely not beating everything else that's out there on the market today, but we'll wait for the Nokia Lumia 1020 to see if that can do that when I bring you my review of that in just a few weeks. In terms of photos, very good photos, again right up there with the top of the range smartphones, but by no means blowing any of them away. And in terms of low light performance, again reasonable, right up there with the top of the range smartphones, but again definitely not superior to them in any way whatsoever. Now let's just move round onto the actual screen itself. Like I said before, this is only a 768 resolution screen by 1280, but because the screen has got all of those features in, such as pure motion HD plus, clear black display, etc., it does give very nice images. However, because the PPI is not quite as good as the likes of the HTC One and the Galaxy S4, when you do drill down into some very, very small text, it's not quite as good as you would get on those alternative handsets. And in fact, in terms of performance all round, when you're actually using the phone, it does perform very, very well in terms of the operating system itself. This has only got a dual core 1.5 gigahertz processor, but navigating yourself around the operating system is actually very, very fast, and Microsoft have clearly done a very, very good job tuning that. However, when you come to launching applications, it is just that little bit slower than most of the other high-end smartphones on the market today. They do take a few seconds to launch, and also the actual speed of the applications themselves I've found to be not quite as good as those that you get on the other Android and also iOS operating systems, but not hugely noticeable, just a little bit less. The operating system itself I like very, very much. I really do love the tiled interface, I love the various different colours. However, it's kind of lacking in terms of customization and also the kind of high-end features. But hopefully over the next year or so, Microsoft are going to add that in and it will try and catch up with iOS and also Android. And that really brings me to my kind of final opinion of the Nokia Lumia 925. I love the handset itself. I even really like the operating system as well. The major problem with this particular phone is the lack of applications. Now, even just so much as recently we've had Instagram themselves stop the use of the third-party Instagram applications, and I go back to my reference earlier in the video of using this as much as possible, and I really found myself struggling to use this to any kind of deep level just because of the pure lack of applications. And it was really a case of, you know, simple browsing. There's a few other applications as well, but the vast number of applications that I use just simply aren't available on the Windows Phone platform, and that for me is a huge shame. The amount of developers that Facebook have got, why don't they just build a nice application to go on Windows Phone? It really does get on my nerves, and the same goes for all the rest of them as well. I think it's really time that people like Google and also Facebook with Instagram and whatnot really put some investment into the Windows Phone applications and help it to become a competitor, because it's always good for everyone the more competition we have, especially us, the consumer. The better that Windows Phone gets, the better the other phones will get. The more competition, the better as far as I'm concerned. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching my review. Please do hit that like button for me. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and I will see you all in the next video. See ya.